Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. Oh, I want to take a moment of personal privilege to say happy birthday to my great niece, Shiloh. Shiloh, may the Lord bless you and heaven smile upon you, and know that God has something great in store for you. Oh, you know, today is a place in which that North Carolina Central University is celebrating their homecoming. Somebody said it was one of the greatest homecomings on earth. Well, you know, there's always a debate about that, but I'm so happy that God reminds us there's a place that all of us can call home, and that's the place where people gather. Today, I invite you to look with me at Mark's Gospel, the 8th chapter, verses 22 through 26. It's where Jesus heals a blind man. This shows us a gradual process of healing. In Mark 8, 22 through 26, we find the witness of a profound encounter between Jesus and a blind man in Bethesda. This passage illustrates that Jesus' miraculous power offers sight into the nature of spiritual healing and growth. When a blind man is brought to Jesus, we first notice that he was not healed immediately. Instead, Jesus led him out of the village, addressing his condition with intimacy, and he applied saliva to his eyes before asking him, "Can you see anything now?" This man's response reveals a very pivotal moment. He could see, but his vision was blurry. You know, some of us, we can't see clearly because our vision is blurred. Oh, if I could say so, some people's vision is blurred. They don't realize that North Carolina Central is one of the greatest institutions ever founded on this planet called Earth. When we understand that, we can really see clearly. But this text lets us see that this man says, "I see people walking around like trees." He had been touched by God, but it appears that Jesus needs to touch him one more time. You know, we sing the song, "Lord, touch me one more time." It reminds us that rather than giving up, Jesus continued healing until the man could see clearly. Sometimes you and I, we have to go back and ask God to help us revisit some things that we thought we were healed on. Sometimes we forget that the hurt, the pain, there's still some residue of it's there, and God needs to touch us one more time. This gradual healing serves to us as a metaphor of our spiritual journey, that we have not arrived yet, but we are on the way. We are in process. Often we feel struck. We find ourselves in situations that we think that we are in murky water, that we are stuck in, because it seems as though God has not done it all. Like the blind man, we need to experience partial clarity in our faith and yet yearn for deeper insight into wholeness. Jesus demonstrates the patience and the persistence, reminding us that true transformation can be a process. It lets all of us know that we thought God had done a complete work, but God was in the process of doing a complete work. God never stops. God never gives up. God is continuously working in our lives. As you and I reflect on this passage, we have to consider our own spiritual vision. Are there areas in our lives that we feel understanding of God is unclear or incomplete? We have to invite Jesus into those places again. We have to trust him. We have to trust that he desires to lead us towards clarity and wholeness step by step. Remember that healing and revelation are often gradual, and that the hand of God, the hand of the Savior, every moment is a precious opportunity for growth. We have to keep our hearts open. He's working on us continuously. Sometimes you and I feel as though, God, I need for you to show up and do it all, when God is still working. But some of us, he doesn't give us everything at one time, because he knows with some of us, time is our best means for healing. Today, I hope you will give yourself the time that is needed, the time that is necessary to go from one place to the next place. Never rush it, but let it happen in God's own time. It may be in this passage that this man is like some of us, that God has to gradually walk us through stuff, because if it happens all at one time, it will be overwhelming. Today, I want to remind you that you are exceedingly and abundantly blessed. Take the Lord with you everywhere you go, and we invite you to allow God to bring you to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship tomorrow at 9 o'clock a.m. for our in-person worship service, or join us tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock a.m. for our virtual time. It will be a joy to have you to celebrate in both. We thank God for the powerful ways in which He is always blessing us and causing us to be a blessing to someone else. So always know you're exceedingly and abundantly blessed. Take the Lord with you everywhere you go, and we'll be saving a seat for you because we want to see you in God's house.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.